Frenemies, it's Yolz. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am with the gorgeous Thandi Gama. Welcome, babe.
Thank you so much.
We're about to dive into something we have all been through. You like it, you don't like it. Friendships. And in fact, me and you have been, we've been through it all, girl.
We've been through it all.
Are you ready to share?
I don't know, maybe,
Okay.
maybe not. We'll see.
Do we need more apple ties? I don't have champagne.
We probably need something a little bit stronger, but it's okay.
Sweet will do.
Yeah, sweet will do.
All right, well, we're gonna get straight into it. Listen, if you don't know who Thandi is, please just follow her on all her socials. That's TikTok, IG, as well as YouTube. Get acquainted with her. That is at Thandi Gama. I want to know everything, especially regarding adult friendships, because this thing is tricky. This thing is so tricky. I can just see there's a lot on your face.
There's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay, we're about to get into it. You know what to do. Give this video a massive thumbs up if you haven't already. Comment down below and ask us all your friendship questions. We would love to answer them. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to both our channels. Hey there. It's Yolz channel. So the minute Thandi landed from London, I was just like, girl. Actually, you hit me up first.
Yes.
She was I miss you.
Back and I'm like, I miss you.
I was like, actually, I miss you too. I created a cheese board for us, some drinks, and we had such a good time. So today we recreated that with a more relaxing approach. We got our gowns on. We want to relax and get into all things friendship. If you didn't even know, we've been friends since when? Before Faisy was born.
Yeah, before you had a baby, before we were even big people on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think the first time people got to see a view of our friendship was when we had our first video. On your channel.
Influenced by, yes. And that's
yes.
already like we had been friends by then. Something that a lot of people think is that people's friends are always online, whereas a lot of friendships exist offline as well.
Yes, and I think one of the greatest things about our friendship is that for the longest time it has existed offline. Because I've gotten so many messages, people saying, oh,
I love this friendship.
I love this friendship. And I'm just like, guys,
we've been friends.
We've been friends. And the only reason you're seeing more of us because we're neighbors now.
Yes, we've never lived in one neighborhood.
Yeah, and because we're neighbors now, we spend more time together. So there are moments that we share on social media, but it's literally like out of the one time we've shared on social media, it's about 10 times
that we've hung out
and not shared it online.
I agree. We're gonna get into sharing things online, getting hurt, healing, getting up again. And before that, my team got busy. You saw. We're gonna play a little game just to warm us up, break the ice.
I don't even know what's coming.
Okay, it's fine. You know what I'll do? I'll start asking you the question.
Shouldn't I start by asking you? I think that's only fair, guys. I'm a guest.
Okay, you a guest.
Okay.
Actually, let's cheers first.
Okay.
Girl, you did not say anything about my cheese board.
It looks good.
I know it doesn't look like the first one.
The first one was better.
The
But I like
honesty.
that you shaped it like a heart. It looks good.
It's love.
Oh, thank you.
Cheers, honey. Grab your question, ask away.
Right. Let me go. First one.
Yo,
Okay.
your face.
If you had to go to war, would you rather be on the front lines fighting or at the back doing logistics?
Logistics. I don't want to die first.
Who says you're gonna die first?
The people in the front die first.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, alright, okay.
Where would you want to be?
Okay, that makes sense. Probably at the back.
Yeah,
Not the
let's battle of the mind, not battle of the real battle. You're right.
Okay.
Now it's my turn. Every time you answer a question, you can grab something from the board.
I want some grapes.
What is one piece of advice you would give to me if you knew I wouldn't get offended?
Yeah. Guys, people get offended all the time. There's certain things you can't just like go to people and be like, oh no, do this. No.
What is that?
Huh?
Now take it out, Thandi.
Like these questions, guys, I didn't even have time to think about this.
We were not prepared for that one, even me.
I wasn't prepared. One thing I would... Because I don't even know.
Be completely honest. Maybe from a colleague perspective. If you were a colleague, maybe it's something you would have told me as a YouTuber or a social media person. You were a strategist. Maybe my page, something I could do better. that you're thinking like, hey, how would I tell her this?
I think you've done good with your page because you're very like authentic. You have the authentic approach. I have the more, how do I put it? Like you were saying, we were discussing this the other day, the difference between my page. You were like, you feel like mine is more curated.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm sure
I wouldn't advise you to curate your page.
Really?
It might be harder for you because that's not you. I can't ask you to be someone you're not, because at the end of the day, a few months down the line, you won't be able to keep up with it.
Okay.
So I don't know what I advise you on.
My life, you know quite a bit.
After
Friday, after Friday night, I think you know everything.
Something I'll advise you on, knowing that you would. No, this question is hard. Can I skip this question?
No.
No?
No.
I have to advise you on something.
Yeah. I'm not going to be offended now. I'm going to be offended after. Think about it. Let's answer it later. It's fine. But you have to answer this question.
Okay,
We're going to hold you up to this.
Okay, it's fine. I'll answer it later.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, my turn. Oh, it's here. Okay, this one is nice. What does your ideal friend weekend look like?
I think like last week was perfect for me. Like we started the weekend together. So I think friendships are very tricky because we don't articulate our boundaries. But there are some like weekends where I know I just want to spend time with my family. It's mostly Sundays that in my head that's a boundary that I have not articulated, right? But for me and you, I think like Friday you didn't have the best of days and you needed a friend. So we were on the phone like for most of the day, I think, like in and out. And yeah, spontaneously the day ended with us hanging out. We were supposed to have lunch. That didn't also work out, but it worked out so well for both of us because we understand our work and how it works. We ended up spending the night together, and that was like perfect. Like it was such a good way to spend Friday, because Saturday we went down to the Val, and I kept on saying like, oh, Friday night was such a highlight of like ending the week. We're both tired. We've submitted content. We've done what we needed to do, and now it was like relax mode to a point where you're just like, please let me know when you're home.
Yeah. And first thing in the morning, I sent you that TikTok.
Yes.
Boy, we had what does it say?
We had a good night. What was it?
We had I don't know what that TikTok
A great night, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
But it was really good night. I think that would be a great weekend with a friend. And then I also want to do a staycation with friends because I'm really scared of solo travel.
Yes.
And you not.
Yeah, I'm not.
So we've spoken about that as well. So I think that would be the perfect one for me.
Okay.
Can I grab a chucky now?
Yes, you may.
Cool. Now it's my turn. What are you most proud about yourself? Don't make me cry.
I think I'm proud of the fact that I'm hardworking and whatever life brings at me, like I have that moment where I'm really down, and I think people always notice because when I'm really down, I go off like social media for a while. But when I come back stronger and I work. I've always known one thing: there's no one coming to save me, there's no one coming to help me. If I don't do anything about what I want in life, no one is going to do it for me. So I'm always proud of the fact that I can pick myself up. Whenever I want something, I work towards it. And one thing I love is that when I achieve something, I'm literally on to the next goal. Like, I got my car and I was like,
what's next?
What's the next car I want?
Yeah, that's why I said soak in the moment.
Yes, I was like, after I posted it, I was like, next. Guys, I'm done. What's next? You know, so I'm proud of the fact that I don't always look forward to one thing. Like after I achieve something, I'm on to the next big thing. So yeah.
You're also a great communicator.
Thank you.
You speak your heart. Whether you're busy, whether you're not, whether you want to take things slow, whether you want to speed things up, I think you're a great communicator.
Yeah, that I try. You know why I noticed that's so important? So I think in the past, I noticed like people get, they won't tell you, but sometimes they're offended when they feel like they haven't spoken to you in a while and they don't know what's going on and they feel like it's them. Because we, as humans, we always think, oh, maybe it's me. It's like Yolz doesn't talk to me for 2 weeks. I'm thinking, what is the last thing I said to Yolz? Maybe I offended her. And I've always, from that moment, realized that, you know what, it's good to communicate. Tell someone. listen, Yolz, I'm gonna be so busy for the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna be out of the country. You may not be able to reach me, but if you do need anything, message me. I'll respond. If anything in life happens, call me. I'll pick up the phone. You know, communication is just important. I feel like also we forget to treat our friendships the same way we treat relationships. We give men chances. We forget to give friends.
Girl, now you're dropping them gems. Okay.
So it's like the other day, I remember someone was fighting. I was like, you guys are not going to end a friendship like this when you've given men in your lives far more chances than you are giving yourselves today.
Ooh. Damn. Okay.
A man will come apologize tomorrow. Your friend says, hear me out.
And you're not willing to.
And you're not willing to. You've made up your mind. You're done because in your head you think friends are available on the next corner. And that's not how the world works. You're not going to find people that are rooting for you the way people that have been there for you for years will always root for you.
Oh my goodness, girl, you can have all the chocolates.
Thank you.
Oh, that was so deep.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
These things, friendships make you think, hey?
Friendships make you think indeed. So now it's your turn to ask me.
Oh my God, it's the last question. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. Who sticks out as being an early positive influence in your life?
Positive. I think my mom. Yeah, I think I've now having to deal with like a lot of childhood traumas that were brought up sort of like after my dad dying and getting married, and then I think we also had like the financial conversation online. I've shared about that. All of those things made me realize that I get a lot of my strength from thinking back, like, how would my mom deal with this? She's such a strong like pillar. She is that warrior. Prayer warrior, she's there. Yeah, so I think she's one of the strongest influences. I never saw her as a role model, but now I look back and I'm like, actually, she was always there. I was chatting to my husband about like how finances for me at 12 years old were like talking about basic things. But I know like that little book. I know how to, organize receipts because I saw my mom do that at such a young age. Yeah. That was an influence. It wasn't really teaching me how, it was showing me how. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I think we're also in the same boat. My mom is also
right, Mama Dodo.
Yeah.
I love it. Let me grab a biscotti.
Okay.
On to your last question, ma'am. When did you last cry in front of another person?
I cried. Wasn't I crying today? Because I cried for you.
So I laughed.
Yeah.
We were together.
Yeah, I cried because I remember standing outside and you literally just asked me, have you taken this moment in? And you asked me if I prayed about it. I'm like, no. And you literally prayed for me that very moment. You didn't like think of anything else. And everything you said in your prayer really touched me so much. And I was just so grateful for that moment because I just got the car today and you were there to celebrate with me. It's important to have people in your life that are able to celebrate like small moments. Like everything small is worth celebrating. But when you have the right people around you, it's even far greater. Because I had spoken to my mom. I told you, I think I told Boyd, and then you were there to pray for it. And like it was just such an amazing moment. And yeah, I'm a Cancerian and I can't hold my tears back.
I love that.
I can never hold my tears back.
I really do, and I'm glad that you've made me part of a lot of your firsts. Like Lash Me Baby, we're chatting about it now. How before you actually officially launched, I was at your place.
Yeah, I remember calling you and like trying to figure out how I ship stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yes, how does shipping work? Like, what do I do? And things like that. Yeah, but we've had many firsts.
Thank you. Even your house, like when you bought a place, thank you for having me part of that.
It's a pleasure. I think, like I said, when you have the right people in your life, it feels like it's very easy to tell them things. People that you consider your friends, whenever you say things to them, I think we had this conversation on Friday and I was like, it never feels like I'm oversharing with you.
Yes.
Or it never feels like I have to watch what I share with you. Because the minute like you feel like you have to watch what you're sharing with someone, clearly
wrong.
Yeah.
So the last question I'm asking you, because you're the guest and you went first. You? I'm glad I'm not answering.
You silly. You should have let me ask that question.
You know my answer. Have you ever stopped talking to a friend?
Stop talking?
Yeah.
I think I probably have in the past, and I think this was probably my early 20s. and my maturity when it comes to friendship is not what it is right now. I think back then, you know, when people did something hurtful, this was before I understood what communication is, and this was before I understood telling people what I'm not happy with, how they've hurt me, how I'm feeling, if I'm feeling neglected. I feel like I didn't know how to communicate that, and for me, I just thought, you know what, maybe I'll find someone who treat me better, so let me just, you know, stop. But after like I turned 25, I started reevaluating how I treated friends.
Girl, you mature.
Yeah, you know, you had to look back, because you got to ask yourself, am I the problem?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to ask yourself, am I the problem? Am I the drama? And when you realize that, okay, because sometimes you can't just always blame other people and say it's the friends that I've had. What is it that you've done wrong? And then when you think about it that way, you're like, okay, maybe my wrongs are that I never ever communicated what I wanted from friendships. So people didn't know what to give me in friendships. I didn't communicate my love languages. I didn't communicate what's important to me in friendships. Like, you know, like, or even just even asking them what was important to them. So maybe the reason why we couldn't meet halfway is because there was just this lack of communication. So yeah.
Should I don't think I want to answer that. I'm
You
joking.
should answer that. I think as a bonus question we should both answer that. I want to know.
I think for me, in hindsight, and we had this conversation again. Last week we spoke a lot. I had stopped talking to a friend after abruptly sort of unfollowing them. This was years ago, so this is not what y'all are thinking about. This was in the beginning of my influencing career, and I'm so glad that person actually articulated how they felt. And I appreciate that, because in this situation I was the wrong one, but I had moved on and I had healed from our friendship, and they thought they were the bad guy, and I actually said to them, you are actually the good guy. But I appreciated the fact that she didn't stop. She was the person in this case who's actually the friend who wanted to communicate, who reached out and asked, well, why did you do this? Why did you do that? You know? And even though I was the one pointing the fingers and saying you've done wrong, I wasn't the one who approached the situation sensitively. I wasn't the one who respected her enough to say, we've been friends for so long. I think we were friends for 2 years or so in the beginning of our careers. And I should have been the one saying, let's rather stop communicating after this or break up after this, but this is the reason. So I went about it the wrong way, but I'm so glad that last week God just like sorted things out for us. We're in a better place. It doesn't mean we'll be best friends, and that's also okay. But I think we heal better when we get to talk about it. And I also learned, and I think I shared this with you yesterday or over the weekend, that friendships don't start on a bad note. Everyone doesn't come into your life, or most people don't come into your life with ill intentions. And it's really good to realize and remember that when you are going through something with a friend, so that you end it amicably.
Yeah.
Yay.
And just, you know, when you're talking about that, you reminded me of an article. They actually did a study where they invited people that were best friends and split up and asked them.
Sing a bit defining, please.
No. Okay. And they asked them questions based, like, for you, your viewpoint. How did the friendship start, and when did it become like the best friend phase, and when did it end? And everyone had a different scenario, and that's because usually sometimes we don't even communicate
things wrong.
You know, like, why did you become friends with this person? And someone even said, oh no, I became friends with her because I felt pity for her. And she's like, oh no, I became friends with her because she was nice to me. Do you see how we have different scenarios of how things happen? So like, communication needs to be an important thing. And I think, like, for me going forward, I want to have this discussion before a friendship just ends. Like, why are we ending it? Let's just, like, in relationships, before you guys break up, you guys have a discussion.
That's true. Why don't we do that?
Like, where we break up and we say, listen, I feel like, you know, you're not giving me the type of love that I need, or, you know,
outgrown each other.
Listen, but with friends, like, it's just a different thing. Like, on social media, and then next thing you're like, why am I blocked? Like, you know.
Yeah, see, I've never done that thing. I've never blocked anyone.
Yeah, some of us get blocked, you know.
I've been blocked.
Yeah?
I've been blocked, yeah. Funny thing is not the friendship I'm talking about. Anyway,
yeah.
what I want to end off this note with is the fact that we're going to get our feet soaked, be pampered right now, move over to something more relaxing, and I'm glad that we met on a high note.
Yeah.
Honestly, I remember just meeting you and thinking the person on social media is exactly the same as the person online, offline as well, and I loved you from the get-go.
Yeah, that was me. And I was always like, this girl is so willing to help all the time.
Oh, so are you.
Like the way you are on your channel, you offer help content. I always feel like your content is a lot more like about helping people, getting them to understand things that a lot of people don't share. And you're like that in real life. You don't keep things to yourself. You also are always willing to help. Like I remember the one day, like I had an issue, and you were willing to drop everything and come to my house and assist me with something. I'm like, you could have things going on in your life, but you are always there for the people that need you.
Oh, so are you, babes. The camera I use, I literally asked her for the specs and she gave it to me like that. Whoa, we almost forgot to ask Thandi that spicy question. Girl, you almost escaped this one. What is the one piece of advice you would give me if you knew I would not get offended?
Set more boundaries. Set more boundaries. Like I was saying, you're nice and you are helpful to everyone, but I think that's also the one thing that people can easily take advantage of when it comes to you as a person. And I think you also don't want the type of people around you that are just there for help.
Yeah, this one's hitting deep.
Yeah, they're just there for help. They're not really, like, I think also sometimes I've noticed with the help that you give, it takes you time to see that someone has just been asking for help and hasn't given you anything beyond asking for help. They haven't been there for you. It's like you need to set boundaries and also analyze the situation. When someone is coming to you for help, what else are they coming to you with? Are they coming to you to just be there for you in certain moments? Are they available when you need them? Or is this just a one-sided help situation because Yolz will give me an answer. She's such a nice person. She'll never say no. If I ask her to get here now, she'll get in the car and she'll be there.
Yo, that shut me up. I'm ready for my feet. I'm ready for my pedicure. Okay. I'm ready for a massage. Girl, you're going to get a nice foot massage. Yay. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's relax.
Yeah.
Like, so how do you make friends now? Like, we are grown women.
It's hard. I think it's harder trying to make friends now when you're older. Because you are more reserved because you're overlooking every single thing. You know, when we're younger, it's like literally you hang out with someone, you start hanging out, third, fourth time, you're like, you know what, I like your company.
We're friends.
You know, we're friends, and then you both agree, and then from there friendship grows. You're there for one another during special events. True. But now it's like, how do you start a friendship at this age? We're not everywhere like that. We just bump into people and it's like, yeah, we hung out this week and then we're gonna hang out again. Usually when you see people at this age, you see them once or twice. And
how do we move on from our public friendship breakups?
Oh, you see, that's hard. I think the weirdest thing is that everyone has this narrative of how the friendship, me and Yolz's friendship ended. And we both know how both our friendships ended. And it's not what
everyone else thinks.
It's totally different. And I think you need time to like go through the emotions. Like literally like how you go through a relationship where sometimes you're like still trying to let go of it for like a year later. You're like still trying to figure out what went wrong. You're questioning yourself because you are reliving moments and trying to understand what went wrong, where it went wrong. And you know, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't found an easy way of saying this is the best way to move on because I don't think we have enough lessons. Like you can have a friendship breakup this year and then another one. I don't think you get to a point where you're like, you know what, I have a degree in this now.
No,
I'm ready for the next one.
One thing we know is that they hurt.
They hurt. You get hurt all the time and you can never be ready. And I think the only thing I can say is I remember saying I'm so scared, and someone is like, you just need to be open to receiving, because sometimes you block out people that are really
genuine,
trying to be there for you and are genuine just because you fear something.
I'm so glad we spoke about it too on that level, like our fears, because I think our friendship was protected when it wasn't in the public.
Yes.
And now anytime we post, even if it's a small story, it's a thing.
It's a thing. So I even got to a point where I was like, I don't think I want to post anymore, because
to protect.
Yeah, because people are making it such a weird situation. Because remember, I told you, my mom was like watching my video, and she's reading the comments. She's like, why does everyone think you and Yolz are like
new friends?
And I'm just like, I think it's because they haven't fully experienced it, and what people forget is that people choose what they show online, and not everything needs to be shown. I mean, I joked about it. I mean, like, you could literally say I don't have a family, because when do I mention my aunts and uncles, and whenever we have family functions, I don't think that's things that I share. There's things that I protect. Even relationships, dating now, I'm still in a space whereby even if I am in the space where I want to like get to know people, I don't think that's something I want to put out there, just because people just create their own narrative and then they write a different story, and they create all these stories online that you don't have access to deleting, because you know that's not you, that's not your truth. Another thing I think that we all need to sort of like go through as we're getting older is going through our traumas. I think a lot of the things that we're dealing with in friendships root back to traumas that we've experienced in childhood and stuff. And if we don't like look at it and try and resolve that, you'll keep going through different people and nothing will change.
That's so true, and that also creates the victim mentality.
Yes.
I remember it was this weekend when our pastor actually made an example of like how we always think the victim is constantly right. Sometimes the victim is wrong. Like, yes, I'm hurt, but I'm not willing to recognize the wrong that I did in the situation.
Yes.
And I think my truth is the only truth, you know, when it's not.
Yes. Yeah, and another important thing when you're asking how do we go about the friendships, I think we also, like, when we do that whole ignoring thing, I think you need to get to a point where you actually sit down with the person and have a discussion. Even if it's ended, I think it's important to just have a discussion of what went wrong. So that you both can get to a scenario where you understand where you went wrong and where that person went wrong. It's not one person. We're in this together. So I don't think we should always put the blame on one person.
No.
Yeah.
So I have homework.
Yeah, you gotta do some.
I gotta go through my contacts and go, this is the reason why I struggled to forgive you for so long. You hurt me.
Yeah, you know, like how you felt like the one person came to you and explained to you, and you gave them that closure. Like, people deserve the closure, especially if you've done something as much as ignore them. Like, they deserve to know why you're acting this way. Like, just explain so that going forward, I have an understanding that, you know what, some people don't take lightly to these type of situations, and maybe I should consider this and consider that with this person. Yeah, life is all about learning, guys. We never stop learning.
I think, like you're saying now, don't assume, because I think you know, but what if you don't?
You probably don't.
You know, I'm always like, but she should have known. She should have known, you know, but it's not the case. I should have the same grace I say I deserve, I should also be willing to give. It hurts saying that because I'm like giving myself advice.
I'm like, you guys will ask you what's wrong, but what this article, go, here's some flowers, babe, what did I do?
That's so true.
Like, do that for your friends. I mean, I'm not saying they should be as extravagant as your partner.
No, they should.
No,
please come and apologize with flowers. I want chocolate. Yes, a Zara voucher with 9,000 rand.
Wow, ma'am.
Yeah, it's not much.
Wow.
I'm not asking for a lot.
Wow, okay.
It's nothing I wouldn't do.
Just do lunch, because I thought we're saying we're not blaming one person. I thought it was a two-way street here. We can go half and half on a lunch.
Yeah, but not on the voucher. Come with the voucher.
Once we figured out who's wrong, because then if you're wrong, then you're the one paying for the voucher.
I think sometimes, especially when it's neither of us, and we've involved so many other voices.
Yes.
That's where it gets worse, because now we've allowed other people to be part of something they weren't part of from the get-go. We fell in love as friends in a friendship that was just me and you. You know, nobody knows our chats. No one knows our chats, but all of a sudden everyone knows our chats. All of a sudden I'm exposing you to people who didn't know anything about you,
and they're judging who you are as a person
and
based on a
saying
few things.
Exactly. Yeah. And then we create this character, a very bad character of who you are, and now you're wrong, and vice versa. But then when we look at it, it's like, actually, as in Thandi, your life changed, my life changed. We needed to both move on, maybe even move to different cities and actually grow apart.
Yes.
That was the problem. Why were we both avoiding that?
Just that one moment to just say this, and we would have gone with our lives and not looking at each other from a distance and then hating each other and then having this beef. I think we're at an age now where we can discuss things, be cordial. Badala, bump into each other, smile, remember the moments we shared, because they were part of a chapter in your life. Like, it does exist, it's written, it's there. You can't erase that.
And we had good times. Like when you think about even the friends that you have a hard time forgiving, you had good times. When it was good, it was really good.
Really good. Like, you think about the moments, like these people were there for you, and the crazy moments you shared, like, you know, literally, it formed who you are today also.
Yeah, this is very true. This is very true. I have to work on myself after this conversation. I feel that, I think for the longest time, I did point the finger without realizing the other three pointing back at me. I knew my wrongs at the back of my head, but I was almost easily forgive my wrongs and not theirs.
Yes.
And I assumed that they should know, but maybe they were none the wiser. Thank you, friend. I appreciate this.
It's a pleasure.
I hope your feet are getting nice and pampered.
Oh, I'm loving it. I was like literally I was ready to just pass out.
Sleep, right?
Yeah.
Just so good.
So good.
I'm glad we did it, and I got perspective. I think the biggest takeaway is for me to do better, even as an ex-friend.
Yes.
Because although we're not friends anymore, that wound hasn't fully healed until I allow the chains that are holding me back to actually release me. Because unforgiveness sometimes is, I think of it as chains that are holding you back, the unforgiver. So I need to release myself, set myself free.
Yeah, do that. We're still simmering, still going through it, but yeah, I'll get there one day now.
We will.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying I'm not there yet, Yolz? I love it.
Yeah, I'm mature enough to say I'm not there yet, but I feel like I'll get there. I just need a bit more time.
But you've still taught me to be a better communicator.
Yeah.
And not avoid things, because I'm an avoider. Yeah, I addressed it once and I
used to avoid things, and then I learned by looking back at where I feel like I went wrong, and I realized that, I avoided this, and if I didn't avoid this, we wouldn't be in this position. So like I said, it's good to actually just acknowledge the little that we do wrong, because that may be the switch or the cause. So
deep. Let us know your friendship confessions down in the comments below.
Yeah, I'd love to read those.
Yeah, let us know, because we are all in the wrong. What does Sims right say? Who was wrong in acrimony? Let us know. Shout out to Sims, because we've made our free time there.
Yeah.
Free advertising for our channels. I hope you subscribe when you're watching the gossip.
Yeah, please.
You know, some parts are not true.
Don't feel like you want to watch it and not be subscribed because you feel like people are watching. We know you're watching.
Honeys, we've had such a great time. Don't forget to subscribe to both our channels. Thank you so much to Norma Lux for doing our feet. They've massaged our feet. They've applied I needed a pedicure. My friend has been telling me, so today I proved a point as well. She's a good communicator. She told me, Yolz, you need to do your toes. So I did right by you today.
Yeah.
And I treated you.
Yay, thank you so much.
Enjoyed it.
I did. Spoil your friends.
Oh yes, I love that. Show them love. Those you do love, show them love. We know you don't love everyone. Like myself, I know. God tells me you need to love everyone else. I need to love more people.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, show your friends love. And of course, give this video a massive thumbs up if you did love it too. We know you probably did, right? Give it a massive thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to both our channels. That is Thandi Gama and Yolz channel here on YouTube. Bye.
Bye.